Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Wurst here with another video. Today's video, it's an updated settings guide or showcase or whatever, because you guys have been asking for my settings since I've changed them quite a bit. So we have an updated settings video coming straight at you. But yeah, guys, don't forget, I'm live every weekday, 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. EST, usually, twitch.tv/wurstv. It will be right here, around here, somewhere right now. Make sure you go and drop a follow. I would appreciate it a ton. Also, don't forget to join the Discord. Discord will be linked in the description. At 2,000 members, I will do a KR giveaway and a Discord Nitro giveaway. So make sure you get in the Discord and then enter the giveaway once we do reach 2,000 members. But let's go ahead and get straight into the video. Alright, guys, but let's go ahead and get into our settings. So, first off, what really doesn't matter is our localization. So I play on Miami and I speak English and I read English, so that's why it's like that. Getting into what kind of matters, we have lag comp. I have it all the way max. Make sure you always have this maxed out. It always helps you. There's no disadvantage, so I recommend turning this all the way up. With auto routing, I think I normally would have this on, but I switched clients and I don't know if it really worked well. But I have this off. I'll probably turn it back on though. High tick rate on. Make sure you do have this on. It will help you a ton. But getting into performance, we have resolution. We have it at 1. Obviously 0.1, I could run very easily, and it does help my FPS a ton, but it looks horrible, so I have it at 1, as you guys can see. Look around, it looks pretty good. If I have it a little bit lower, though, as you can see, it's a little bit more pixelated, which this is at 0.8, this is 0.9, you can still see the pixelation, but 1 is pretty good. 2 is basically everything is very, very clear. It does drop down your FPS, but I recommend 1. Value in the middle. Next, I have frame cap. Frame cap caps your FPS at a certain amount of FPS. The only reason you'd ever want to do this is if you're getting over 1,000 FPS, you'd want to cap it at like 900-ish, so you don't go above 1,000, because if so, then you can't slide hop very well. But if you don't get over 1,000 FPS, then just turn your frame cap off. Next, we have aspect ratio. For aspect ratio, you want to basically have this the size of your monitor. If you don't know how to know the size of your monitor, go into your PC settings and then like monitor or display, and then you can see it there. Mine is 1920 by 1080, so I have it in 1920 by 1080. There's some presets for different things. See, if we do 1656 by 1080, my game is like more, I think, stretched, but we're gonna put it on 1920 by 1080. Alright, next we have low spec. If you have low spec on, it just removes players' legs. Apparently some people say this does help your FPS, but just for like quality and content's sake, I feel like turning low spec on does look weird, so I have it off. And then no textures. If you turn this on, I assume you'd have no textures. I've never used this before. I didn't know this was in the game, but I do have this off. Map details, I don't know what map details really does. I would assume it removes like small little details from the maps, which obviously would help your FPS, but I do have this on. Particles I do have on. I don't know if it insanely affects your FPS, but I do have it on as well. I don't know why I would really turn it off. I don't know what particles 100% are, but we have particle distance 160, render distance 100. Render distance, if you have it very low, obviously you can't see far at all. If you have it at 30, you can basically see the whole map, which I assume would help your FPS a ton, as you can see the whole map and you don't have to have 100. If you do have 100, I think it does drop your FPS a lot. So I think I would recommend 30, especially on Newtown, to make sure you can like still see the whole map, but at the same time have a decent FPS. And I would make sure like go onto other maps and test this out or whatever, but I just leave it at 100. Shadows, I have these off. Sometimes I do turn them on, depends on how I feel. If I'm making thumbnails, I do turn it on because it makes the map look better. So I have all these shadows off: soft shadows, high-res shadows, dynamic shadows, and ambient shading all off. Next, we have bullet trails. I have bullet trails on for the sake of trick shotting, so whenever I shoot or whatever, you can see where my bullet goes. That's the only reason I have it on. You don't have to have it on, but I do. Next, we have muzzle flash. Muzzle flash is kind of like another one of those things that just makes like kind of sense. It makes your gun look better whenever you shoot. And also, I think if you don't have it on, I think it messes up your bullet trail very badly. Yeah, as you can see, it messes up your bullet trail, so I would turn this on if you do have bullet trails on. Next, we have sniper flap. It's on certain snipers. I think I have to refresh in order to show the sniper flap, but I do normally have this off. It doesn't look amazing on some snipers, so I mean I just turn it off so I don't have to keep turning it on and off for different things. Next we have texture animations. This I guess it just animates textures. I don't even know, to be honest. I have this on, as well as object animations. Screen shake. I found out basically your screen will shake. If you get an RPG shot at you, your screen will shake. I don't think it really drops your FPS, but if you don't want the screen shake, then I recommend turning it off for like dizziness and stuff, but I do have this on. Weapon shine I do have off, but if I do turn it on, I think weapons may shine, like maybe in the sun. I'm not even sure, to be honest, but this is something that I do have off, and then lighting is normal. If I do have it on high, I think I would have to refresh, but I have it on normal. UI scale in the previous settings tour or whatever, I had my UI on 0.1, which to be honest is really good, but I turned it on 0.4 now because I think it's basically in the middle without being too big. I see 0.5 is too big. I see 0.4 is basically just right, so I have 0.4 for my UI. UI is obviously on. Old scoreboard is on because I like seeing the players in the top right without having to hit Alt to see the players or whatever the keybind is, so I do have old scoreboard on. Next we have disable rarity animations. This is like if you have baller sniper or rainbow sniper and it drops your FPS, you just want to turn this on. It will make the weapon stop moving, like how the baller sniper or rainbow sniper has the moving pattern. That will disable it and you could save some FPS, but I do have this off. Dynamic HP bars I do have off. There is kind of no point, to be honest. It's just kind of aesthetic and just for look, so I do have it off. I don't really care about it. Show hit indicators I do have off because I have my hit marker. I don't really care about hit indicators. Hit indicator color is red, which doesn't matter. Show damage is off because if I'm using something or whatever and I hit someone, I really don't like seeing the damage. It doesn't look good to me, and it doesn't really look good for trick shotting, so I do have this off. Next we have the damage color and crit color. Those two do not matter if I do have these show damage off, but default it'd be red, or it would be black and white. Damage scale doesn't matter as well since the show damage is off, but it is 0.1. Show kill feed is on, so I can see the kill feed obviously. Kill counter is on, so I can see how many kills I have, if I'm getting close to a nuke or not. Death counter I do have off because there's kind of no point in showing my deaths. It's not like embarrassing, it's just kind of pointless to show your deaths. Next we have the score counter. I don't need the score counter because I do have the old scoreboard on, so there's no point in showing my score. I would only use that if you have the new scoreboard on. Next we have the streak counter. I like the streak counter because that is what helps you determine if you're getting close to a nuke, so I do have this on. It's pretty helpful to know if you're getting close to a nuke. We have show spectator counter. I do have this on. I don't think it really matters, but I mean, I just have it on just because why not, and it's normally on default. Next we have show ping and show FPS. I would 110% recommend turning these on to know if your PC is running well compared to like how it is now or whatever. Like I have my FPS on. Sometimes I would drop down to 100 FPS. I know my PC isn't running well because that's not what I normally get, so I do have this on, as well as my ping to make sure I'm maybe on the right server or if my Wi-Fi is bad, so I recommend turning those on. Next we have chat. This isn't very important, but I've show chat box to always profanity filter on, just because I am a family friendly YouTuber and streamer, so I don't want that being in my videos or stream, so I do have the profanity filter on. Show player messages is on. You don't really have to have it on, but you know, sometimes people want to talk to me in chat, so I do have it on. Unboxings I do have on because I like to see what other people unbox, and I like to see what I unbox in case I click off of it or something. Next with chat, opacity is 1. If I turn it down to 0, I basically can't see chat. If I put it at 5 or 7, it's kind of see-through, but I just leave it at 1. Chat BG opacity, which is the background. Turn it all the way up. As you can see, it turned very, very dark behind it. And if you turn it all the way down, there's no opacity, but I have mine at 0.6. It's basically kind of in the middle. Next we have the chat text outline. It's off for me, but if we do turn it on, I honestly don't really know what it does, but I do have it off. Next we have chat height. This allows to see how far the chat will go. I have mine at 2.5. If we turn it all the way up, as you can see, it just goes up my screen. If I turn it down, it just becomes smaller and smaller, so it's less on my screen, but I do have it at 2.5 because it's basically in the middle, and I think it's a pretty good spot. Chat timer, I don't know what this is, to be honest, in seconds, but I do have it to 0. I think that's just so your chat gets to race faster, and to see how fast, like, if someone sends a message, how long it would take to disappear, but I do have it at 0, so it will never go away. Next is crosshair. This is very important and what people ask me very often. So type, we have it on custom. Style, we have it on cross. Custom opacity is 1, and then on. Always show is on. Color is white. Shadow color is 3, or black, my bad. Shadow thickness is 3. Thickness is 3. Size is 10, and that's it for my crosshair. Now for gameplay, X and Y sensitivity is both 0.4, as well as the aim's X and Y sensitivity, both 0.4, so everything for my sensitivity is 0.4. Slide control is on 6. Make sure you have your slide control on 6. This would help you slide very well, unless you don't really need it, but I recommend turning it on to 6. Scroll direction, I don't really know what this does, but I do have it on streamer mode. I have it off, there's really no point in having it. Challenge mode, I would only turn on if I really need KR, obviously. And then invert Y-axis, if you are moving, like I move my mouse up, I look down. If I move my mouse down, I look up. I don't like this, so I have it off. So now if I move my mouse up, I look up. If I move my mouse down, I move down. Obviously, it would make sense. Next, we have controller, which none of my controller settings matter because I don't play controller, so we're just gonna skip right over that. Next, we have audio. Master volume's at 0.2. Ambience 1. Voice is 0, so I don't hear other players. Guns is 1. Player is 1. UI is 1 as well. So basically, all is up besides master and voice. Next, view model, another very important thing. Field of view is 120. So if we turn it down, as you can see, to 60, we can't see as much. We turn it all the way up to 120, and we can see a lot more, which I recommend, but I think it would definitely affect your FPS. Next is weapon FOV. This would basically see how much you can see your gun. Most people play 120, so you can see a lot of your gun. I don't like this, because it makes you look kind of weird. So I have mine at 80. So it's pretty much a good spot. You can see enough of your gun, but also it doesn't take up all your screen. Next, we have weapon bobbing and weapon leaning, both at 0. I don't like the leaning and bobbing. If we go like that, I don't really like it. If we jump and stuff, I don't like it. So I have this at 0. Next is weapon X and Y offset. My X offset is at 1.3, so it's kind of in the middle of my screen, not fully in the middle of my screen though. So if we turn this to 2, obviously it's further. I don't really like it that far, so I turned it to 1.3. But if you put it at 0, it'd be right in the middle of your screen. So I put it at 1.3. Next, we have the weapon Y offset. This is where the gun is, so I have it at 2. If we put it all the way at 0, then your gun's very high up. So 2, all the way kind of at the bottom, in a good spot. Next is weapon Z offset, 1.4 for me. If you have it at 0, it'd be very close to you. If you have it at 2, it's very far, just like weapon FOV, so I don't like that, so I'd have it at 1.3. Next is weapon ADS Y offset, so this is 2 whenever you have like a gun like installed off. It's how close it is to your crosshair. Have it at 2, that's the furthest away. If I put it at 0, it would be very high, but it's a lot more noticeable with AK. Next is weapon aim animation. I have this on, so if I zoom in now, I don't really like zoom in like with my gun coming up, but I do have this on because if you actually do zoom in with your gun, it looks a lot better. Next, hide weapon on ADS. I do have this off, so the weapon ADS Y offset does work. If you have this on, then obviously you wouldn't see your gun whenever you ADS, and I have this off. Show hands is on because it looks very weird without show hands, kind of. I don't really like it. So we have show hands on, show primary is on, show secondary and show melee are all on. Next in editing, our head health high is this little color, here it is. It's like a blue. Low is this color, it's like a magenta pink. Pop-up score is on, the pop-up score color is black. Shadow, I don't have a shadow. And then score scale, 0.3. X offset's 5, Y offset's 4. Saturation in-game, a lot of people play with like around 2. Like right here, I don't like this. I think it could be brighter, so I had to have it all the way up. And then default is 1, right, like this. And I don't think 1 looks good at all. So I have it at 3. As well as my saturation UI, it's default by 1. It's not bright enough for me, so I have it all the way up to 3. Looks very good. Color hue in-game is 0. Color hue UI is 0. This basically just changes like the hue, obviously. Vignette is at 0. If you turn it up, I don't really know what it does, to be honest, but I have it at 0. Kill feed limit is at 8. Bullet tracers are on and yellow, this color right here. Next, customizations, load mods and auto load mods are off, both because I do use resource swapper. If you're confused, look it up on YouTube. We have a video by Sictus and Quacky on how to use resource swapper. It's basically auto load mods, so I don't have these on. Scope borders I do have off because I don't like scope borders at all. If I turn it on, obviously it looks very weird. I don't like it, so I do have this off. Next, my scope and hit marker image. These are the links. Obviously, my scope looks like this. My hit marker is basically the same thing. And if you want the links, they are in my Discord, so join my Discord, link in the description. Reticle image, I don't have a reticle. Reticle image width is 4, reticle image height is 4 as well, and then match in message is you can put whatever you want, but it just says live, twitch.tv/wurstv trickshotting. And next we have our profile image. This was made for me, as you can see in the bottom left, by Ditto. Yeah, if you want that, make sure you just DM me on Discord, or just go to Reddit and it's on krunker.io. Next we have ammo, kills, death, streak, timer, and game. Those are all like the images. We don't have any of those, so we have these all off. And then we have the use damage overlay on, and then our damage overlay is just a blank PNG. If you do want this, you can just DM me, or you can just find a blank image. So like whenever you take damage, nothing will appear. Now, ending this all off, we have our controls. Of course, forward, backward, left, right, and reload. WSADRC is aim, which I don't even use. Shoot is unbound. I don't really know why. Inspector's F. Spray is X. So basically, my inspect and spray are flipped. Jump is space. Crouch is shift. Primary weapon is Z. Melee weapon is a mouse 5, which is a mouse button on my mouse. Secondary weapon is Q. Then the rest are basic. And yeah, that's about it. But guys, I really hope you did enjoy my settings video, part 2, or an updated version. Also, don't forget that I'm live every day, twitch.tv/wurstv. We're live from 2 to 4 p.m. EST, Eastern Standard Time, every weekday. Make sure you stop by, drop a follow, come say hi to me. And also, don't forget to join my Discord, link in the description. And guys, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. We're on our way to 5.5k subs. And that's pretty insane. Thank you guys so much. If this video does get 100 likes, I will do another video, believe it or not. But guys, hopefully you have an amazing day. Peace out.